Amazing is turning your lounge into a stadium. Debonair's Pizza. Try something amazing.
The new Fortuna GR Sport. The luxury of freedom unleashed.
iDiskiTV powered by World Sports Betting. iDiski Times co.za iqela liSiwelele liqhutha neqela leMamelodi Sundowns kwaliwa ke kwade kufika ekugqibeleni apho ke unompempe wayemongunya abongele Tom indoda yangapha kwalanga kwelaseKapa wathi hayi ke kugqityiwe into zakuthi kwagqitywa ke yahlinzwa phakathi logusha yazatha lecala layo iSiwelele yathatha nalecala iMamelodi Sundowns. It's 1-1. The spoils are shared between these two teams. Very good plan by coach Siema. Those who care and those who care to notice, watch Coach Siema against Pirates when he loses in the last 8 minutes. Watch him again against Pirates when Mbogazi scores a stunner. It's 1-0 those two matches, but watch how he cut the passing lanes and pay attention to that and maybe implement that. Maybe give him a phone call. Those people who are involved in football. Find out from him, can I come and watch the training session? How do you do this? And he will take you through, if he's got the time, to show you what he did. Because that's the strategy that he employed on Pirates twice, and he took them to the last 10 minutes. He still lost, but he took them to the last 10 minutes against bigger teams. And he did the same thing again here against Sundowns. Same strategy, cutting passing lanes. It worked again. It worked a charm. He could have won that game. So those who are serious, who are in football for serious things, go to Coach Siema, find out how does it do it, because he masters it. Good game of football. We enjoyed it. Red card, blunder from the goalkeeper. Lindo Pep, what did you think of it, sir?
Mr. Nkeo.
Yes, sir.
Ukrent. Chasta. Athi ngibulisa technical team. Uyazi Mr. Nkeo, sometimes makunomsebenzi ekhaya. Umalume sometimes uthatha responsibility athi bashanini melani le bafana bami ngithathe lento ngihlinze athi ngihlinze quick ngiphule ngistrip Mr. Nkeo ngithatha responsibility very fast abotso baqeda ukuyihlepula ngithe yazini bo anke hlalelani le ngithatha responsibility ngenze lento. Other than that Mr. Nkeo, this is the first time iMamelodi Sundowns idli Christmas ingasu number 1. This is the first time in over 5 years the Sundowns fans badly Christmas bangasu number 1. And I think this is a big psychological boost for Orlando Pirates going into the title challenge. But to be honest with you, a very, very difficult game for both teams. I did say in the beginning of the season that this going to Bloemfontein is going to be very tough for either team.
Oh yeah, after the opening matches you did say that.
I did say that it's going to be very difficult going there.
Someone was defeated, I think it's Golden Arrows, they were defeated on the opening weekend by Siwelele. And part of the reason why you mentioned that, I'm remembering it now from memory, was because of the 12th man.
The 12th man.
Fans and the motivation that it gives to the players as well.
They play for legacy, they play for pride. It means something. When they play in Bloemfontein, just like the teams in KZN, sometimes it used to... Minamankula, it was very difficult to go to KZN. It was very difficult to go there and get a result, maybe except for Kaizer Chiefs, because Banama fans all over the country. But I was expecting a difficult game for Miguel Cardoso, more especially coming from Algeria with traveling. So with regards to the tactical breakdown of the game, Usiema came into the game understanding that he's going to have to frustrate Mamelodi Sundowns, but also he's going to have to look for opportunities. So his game plan revolved around frustration and opportunism.
Sure.
And for me, it was a game plan that was expected, because that's how he's been playing against big teams.
Yeah, in big teams it does.
Yeah,
that.
for me, the tactical thing that very impressed me the most is something that hindered them in the second half, is not to play with a striker. In the first half, they play with a false 9 of Vincent Pule, but it's almost like a double number 10 or a triple number 10 between Upotsane, Umakitikiti, as well as Vincent Pule. So they didn't have a focal point that focuses on pressing the goalkeeper and the centre backs. Yeah. I felt that they understood that maybe at times that's less value and high risk to press Ronza, but they would pick their moments as well, where they would be low block, anticipate, follow the runs, because the two defensive midfielders, Umagaman, they've got two responsibilities, because the Sundowns, the striker Sundowns peels off. So the two centre backs, that's why he's the man of the match. Remember in the gaming team. So please focus on the left centre back. He's very intelligent in terms of anticipation and knowing where he is in terms of positioning, because he knew that he doesn't have a striker to focus on. Even if Ikrama pillar off, he stays and he focuses on the second ball. And they dealt with those balls easy. The two central midfielders, has two responsibilities. Follow Ununo Santos where he's going, follow the run, pick the run, because already the 4 players, which for me they put on a shift. You have the team put on a shift today.
Yeah, they worked really hard.
It was a shift today.
They
really worked hard. But you need to give 4 players. because in my opinion, they played the double position. And without them, because they are the first line of defense, they made sure that Utebza is very exceptional in terms of a half 10 and breaking a line. Marcelo Allen, in terms of circulation, half 10 breaking a line, but they did not allow that to happen. You're talking about Tulunga on the right-hand side. Yes, he did not offer you anything going forward, but on that right-hand side, he made sure that he works his socks off. You're talking about Vincent Pule, Umashonisa. I felt that he worked incredibly well in between those spaces. There were periods in the game where Utebza begangadlali at all. There were situations in the game where that central or that red zone was blocked. You're talking about Tumakiti Kiti, who was not only good on defensively and even on the ball, he would drive the team a little bit forward, win fouls for the team, because 90% of their game relied on two things: set piece and counter-attack, quick transitions. You are talking about Upotsane as well. I think Upotsane played very well. Very well. The boy is more comfortable. He's playing in Bloemfontein. When I was talking with him, Emafleti, in the last time, because we live in the very same complex, I used to say to the boy, can you please show up? Yes.
The boy.
All right.
I think it's 30 and above.
Okay. But Upotsane, you're out. But man,
I'm following.
So I'm a coach. So most of these players, no matter the age, I've always been a coach. I'm a coach at heart. So they will always, and I understand that when I say boy, it doesn't really mean boy. But anyway, Upotsane was exceptional.
Yeah.
In terms of recovery.
I agree with you.
Oh my God.
And also there's a point you made about him, is that there's a difference between him at Chiefs and a difference between him at Siwelele. And you can see that.
I think for me, those are players. Picasso mentioned something very important about players negotiating on the pitch, and that when you're wanted by the coach, and you can tell that Tusiema knows how to coach that player. There's coaches that thrive based on the type of coach they have. You can see that Tusiema wants him on the pitch. He gives him the confidence. He lets him know that he's the best player at Siwelele, because how he plays, how he carries himself, even without the ball. You can see he's willing to fight for the coach. Yeah. And he's negotiating his contract. Namang Sakula, there's players that I knew. Uno Santos. Uno Santos is like a pants. After a game, or before a game, it's a golf him drop. But figure I'm drop a show number 10. He gives a performance of his life. There's players that are loved by Abo Chairman, and I feel that Upotsane is a very important player. But to give credit to that shift, those four players who put in an unbelievable shift, but also credit to the two, Umagaman, no, Hape, the left centre back who won, Kiabe, I think it was exceptional, no Sinoka at the back. They made sure that they don't follow the runs against Rhinos. But technically, Mamelodi Sundowns, it was a question of they're no longer calling it breaking the block, Mr.
It's about, I want to ask you something substantive about Sundowns. And I think I asked Bob the same question. Sometimes when I ask a question, I already know the answer because I'm obsessed with football.
Yeah.
I look at Sundowns and I think that what's happening with them is a continuation. People might think that it's a thing that's happening in the game itself. I'm looking at a continuation of matches where a lot of opponents allow them to have the ball.
Yeah.
In fact, a lot of opponents redirect that traffic to go wide. Yeah. And then they say, we are happy to suffer by you giving that ball to Matthews. Mm-hmm. The gamble is that they think Matthews is not going to do anything, and the other gamble is that they think Umudao is not going to do anything. That's why they took him out at halftime. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying Umudao is a bad player, but as a player on the final third, on the right-hand side, you can look in the last 20 matches how effective whatever he puts out there. So for me, I'm seeing a concern. Are you concerned about that? Do you agree with the analysis or the assessment that teams are happy to allow them to have the ball?
They've won the league 8 times. The teams have the blueprint now. And it's no longer even called breaking the low block. It's called breaking the code. They need to know how to break the code now. For me, when you're speaking about the Mamelodi Sundowns, you're speaking about a team that plays. There's a lot of positive position-based games. And the one in Mamelodi Sundowns is a negative position-based game. There's a progressive position game where you pass to eliminate and you pass to break lines. Yeah. You pass to get into the final third. For me, I said it when they played against the EMC Alger. I said it's a form of defending. This is a pragmatic way of playing sometimes. It's a negative position game where you circulate the game. There's no line-breaking passes. You encourage midfielders not to do half-turns and turn into midfield. There's no variation and versatility in the attack. Matthews is always on the left-hand side, and every time Mabam Nigipola on the left-hand side, there's no dribbles, there's no penetration. Even the opponent is now smart. They are making it difficult for them to enter the 18-yard box. And for me, that's the biggest challenge at Mamelodi Sundowns. I don't remember them. If they was, I apologize. I don't remember a single once, but 30 shot on target. If there is
in this game.
In this game,
there were very few.
There were very few.
I don't remember. They tried. What happened was there things we can call chances where what Siema asked them to do, which is go wide.
Yeah.
And then what looked like an opportunity, because in football, it's
Reynas, maybe.
they cut it.
Yeah.
Sometimes Reynas, I mistrap. Those were the kind of opportunities.
It's opportunity, but it's not a shot on target.
Yes, it's not.
Mutiba is well the header. It's not an. It's an opportunity, but not a shot on target.
There's no clear-cut goal scoring opportunities.
They don't look dangerous. They look predictable. Like I said, I'm going to emphasize this. It's negative position. It's a form of defending. It's a form of being pragmatic. And for me, at Mamelodi Sundowns, that needs to change. For me, they need to start. January is around the corner. They're 6 points ahead. For the first time in a very long time, they are hunters. Orlando Pirates are the hunted. For the first time, they are hunters, and now they need to act like a hunter. And January becomes important now. Yes, they brought in players that are going to keep the ball, they're going to circulate the ball, they're going to pass, they're technical. Maybe that helps them in African competitions. But now they're going to have to react very quick. This is unacceptable for a club that has invested so much money into football, in South African football. The league should be is their bread and butter. And for me, you're talking about Abulebu Mtiba, he comes into the pitch, he scores, congratulations to him. But other than that, when you are looking at the performance overall, and you're an honest Mamelodi Sundowns analyst, that performance is very worrying.
Yeah, for the team. Mutiba did affect the game positively.
Mshishi as well affected the game.
Yeah, Mshishi and Mutiba, and I think maybe Sales, they were trying to positively affect the game. But generally speaking, the game is 90 minutes. And throughout the 90 minutes, Sundowns, they lacked a bite.
But the biggest credit also, we need to give credit, and there's one thing I want to give credit also, is the second idea. When the first idea did not work, they introduced Lebu Mutiba with a double striker.
Yeah,
and at least they saved the game. And that sometimes in football, there's positives and negative. And the negative we did mention in terms of them failing to break the code. Yeah. I think the positive is the second idea. The positive is introducing Mutiba and getting the
taking
goal.
Out Allende for
taking out Marcelo Allende, who I think we spoke about him making those box entries and them finding solutions. Because in the first half as well, I know just to sneak signal, they were finding solutions as well to break, because there were situations where Bebafonu Glali Rondo, if Siwelele had 4, they would bring in Mutiba to be 5, and they would try to break, but it didn't work. And then now they introduced the second idea, and the second idea saved the game for them.
All right. Maybe looking at it through the eyes of Coach Siema.
Yeah.
You happy, unhappy? What's your main concern as we wrap up the video? As you are now Coach Siema, you should have won the game, but you did not. What are you saying to the players? What are you thinking about the game?
In the media, I'm saying good performance. In the dressing room, I'm kicking bottles. I am angry. Mr. Nkeu, those players let down the coach. The biggest responsibility you have as a coach is to protect your players in the media. In the dressing room, I'm kicking bottles. I am swearing. I am giving out the fuck word. I am taking things. I'm kicking out the bottles, because that was going to be a season-defining win. For the coach, that was going to be a statement win for the club. That was going to be a season and a psychological boost going into the rest of the season. Yeah. If I am CM, I'm kicking bottles in the dressing room.
All right, there you go. Thank you very much, Lindo Pep. That's Mamelodi Sundowns, or Siwelele rather, drawing against Mamelodi Sundowns. You could argue who deserved to win, but in the end, it's 1-1. The spoils are shared. iDiskiTV Times was suspecting.
Boom. Shapunjan bafowethu igama lami Lindo Pep, the best analyst in the country. Please don't forget to subscribe to iDiskiTV. Tanko.
This is Bongane Benedict Villagazi, they call me so. Niazi bafowethu, I'm a coach for life. They are back in winning ways. Please, I tell you to subscribe to iDiskiTV.